There are many stories about angels. Some are told to children at night, painted with gentle light and soft wings. Others are whispered among scholars who debate the mysteries of heaven and the battles that shaped creation, but hidden deep within. The oldest stories. There is one name that was spoken only in hushed voices. It was the name of an angel whose silence was heavier than thunder. An angel so still, so unsettling, that even Michael the warrior and Lucifer the brightest star stepped, back when he entered. His name was Azrael. Long before human history began, the heavens were not divided by fear. There was only harmony. The sky above creation was filled with music, voices of angels rising in songs that stretched beyond time itself. Each angel had a place. Each had a role. Michael, fierce and unshaken, was the protector. His sword was a symbol of strength. Gabriel, radiant and swift, carried messages that burned brighter than fire. Raphael, gentle and kind, was the healer, tending to both angels and the earth below. And Lucifer, the morning star, was beauty itself, his light unmatched, his voice like a river of gold. Together they reflected order, a picture of divine balance. But within creation, something stirred. The earth, still fresh and unbroken, began to change. The rivers carved deeper paths, the winds shifted in strange directions, and the creatures that walked upon the soil grew restless. In this new and fragile world, something unexpected was unfolding. It was not violence. It was not rebellion. It was something simpler, but far more unsettling. Time. At first, time was gentle, like a soft breeze moving across a meadow. Leaves fell, but new ones replaced them. Seasons circled one another in endless dance. Nothing was lost. Nothing truly ended. But slowly, the angels began to notice small cracks in the perfect design. A flower that did not rise again. A creature that lay still, unmoving, though its kind continued to live. Whispers moved among the angels. What is this? Why does it not rise? Why does it not sing? Confusion spread, for until that moment, no angel had ever seen an ending. To them, life was infinite motion, without pause, without silence. And yet here, on the newborn earth, silence had fallen. The first shadow of death had touched creation. When the news reached the highest heavens, the archangels gathered. They stood before the throne, a circle of light, waiting for the eternal voice to speak. None dared to breathe a word. Even Lucifer, whose pride often glimmered, was quiet. And then the command came, not with anger, not with fear, but with the weight of inevitability. There must be one among you, the voice said, who carries the burden of endings, one who does not fight like Michael, nor heal like Raphael, nor speak like Gabriel, one who will walk the quiet path and be present when the song of a soul fades. The angels looked at one another. Michael's hand tightened on his sword. Gabriel's wings trembled. Lucifer lowered his gaze, his brilliance dimmed. None spoke, for none wished to accept such a role. To end life? To stand as the marker of finality? It was unthinkable. It was terrifying. Michael, first among the archangels, stepped forward. His armor glowed like fire, his sword resting at his side. His voice was steady, but beneath it a hesitation could be felt. I am the defender of heaven. My blade was forged to guard the living, not to guide them into silence. If I take this burden, I cannot protect. I would only destroy. My strength is not for endings. He stepped back, his head lowered. Gabriel bowed his head next. His voice was clear, like a bell ringing through still air. I am the voice that delivers life and hope. My words are meant to begin, to ignite, not to extinguish. If I become the one who carries this duty, then every message I bear will be shadowed by dread. My purpose would be broken. His wings folded close, as if to shield himself. Then Raphael, the healer, moved gently to the front. His hands glowed with soft light, the light of restoration. He spoke quietly, yet all heard him. My touch was given to mend what is broken, to comfort what is hurting. If I take this role, I would heal with one hand and end with the other. The creatures of earth would see no comfort in me, only confusion and fear. I cannot. The glow dimmed as his hands fell to his sides. Finally, all eyes turned to Lucifer, the morning star, whose beauty was unmatched, whose voice had led the choirs of heaven. For a moment, the heavens seemed to wait for his answer, almost expecting him to volunteer. He had always longed for greatness, always sought to shine brighter than the rest. But Lucifer's expression was unreadable. His light flickered, sharp and uneasy. "Why should the most glorious be bound to shadows?" he said softly. "I was made to reflect splendor, to inspire awe, to dazzle even the earth with brilliance. To give me this task would be to bury beauty in sorrow. No, this is not mine to carry." His refusal was calm, but beneath it was fear. Fear that endings would tarnish his light. And so the silence returned. 4 archangels, pillars of heaven itself, had stepped back. The task still remained. Then, from the edge of the assembly, a figure stirred. Not one the others expected. Not the loudest, not the strongest, not the most admired, Azrael. He did not rush forward. He did not bow or raise his head high. He simply stepped into the light and spoke only once. "If this burden must be carried, I will carry it." The words were calm, almost gentle, yet the weight behind them was greater than any thunder. The voice from the throne answered, "Azrael, you have chosen what others would not. You shall be the keeper of endings, the silent guide between life and eternity. You will not fight. You will not heal. You will not speak. You will simply arrive. And all creation will know, when you stand beside them, their story is complete." From that moment, Azrael was no longer like the others. A shadow followed him, though it was not evil. A silence surrounded him, though it was not empty. He had become something no angel wished to be: the angel of death. Azrael had not changed in appearance. His wings were the same, his face calm, his voice quiet. But there was something in his presence now, an invisible weight that settled wherever he walked. The air grew still around him. Conversation faltered when he entered. Michael, the warrior, felt it first. He had faced storms, armies, even Lucifer's fire, but nothing unsettled him like standing beside Azrael. He described it, though rarely, as if the battlefield itself stopped breathing. Gabriel, swift messenger of heaven, found his wings slowing when Azrael was near. The angel of words could not explain why his own voice felt hollow in that silence. Raphael, the healer, said nothing at all. He only lowered his eyes whenever Azrael passed, as if seeing a wound he could not mend. And Lucifer smiled as he always did, his beauty untouched. Yet within him a spark of envy twisted. Azrael had been ordinary once, unnoticed, unremarkable. And now all creation turned its gaze toward him, not with admiration, but with awe laced with dread. Azrael himself did not boast, nor did he recoil. He carried the new burden with the same calm he had shown when he accepted it. Yet within him, a quiet sorrow stirred. Still, he walked alone. The first time he descended to earth, he moved to the creature that lay still, the first mortal to taste the end of time. Its body was lifeless, its breath gone. The other angels hovered, watching in sorrow and confusion. Azrael knelt, not with cruelty, but with reverence. His hand touched the creature's form, and then softly its soul rose like mist, fragile yet luminous. Azrael guided it upward, steady and unhurried, carrying it into the beyond where no eye but his could see. There was no violence, no battle, no struggle, only a passage, gentle, inevitable. When he returned, his face was calm. But the others stepped back, for in his eyes was something they did not understand, a depth, a stillness, as if he had seen what even angels could not bear. Even Michael respected him, even Lucifer envied him, and all feared the day his gaze might fall upon them. Azrael's task did not end with one creature. As the world grew, so too did his duty. With every passing season, with every breath drawn and released, there came a time when silence was needed. And whenever that silence fell, Azrael was there. He never came early, he never came late, he came only when the last page of a story turned itself. For the mortals of Earth, the first encounters were met with wonder and fear. To see an angel was already a trembling experience. But Azrael was unlike the messengers or protectors. He brought no dazzling light, no fiery words, no healing touch. He came with quiet steps, his wings dim against the sky, his gaze steady and calm. Mothers wept when he appeared, fathers trembled, children hid their faces. Yet when the final breath escaped, they saw Azrael lift their loved ones with tenderness, guiding them as gently as one might carry a child through a storm. Some began to call him merciful, others called him terrifying, but all agreed he was unavoidable. Among the angels, the unease grew deeper. Michael admitted, "No enemy unsettles me as much as the one who never strikes, but always arrives." Gabriel whispered, "What meaning do beginnings hold when his shadow follows every dawn?" Raphael grieved most of all, knowing his healing hands could never undo what Azrael must do. Lucifer alone masked his unease with pride, yet envy burned within him. He approached Azrael once, saying with a sharp smile, "Brother, does it not burden you to be feared, to walk alone? Look at me. When I enter, angels rejoice, but when you appear, they fall silent. Is that your greatness?" Azrael's reply was calm. "I do not seek greatness, I seek only to serve." The answer unsettled Lucifer more than scorn ever could. For how could one who held such power not hunger for it? And so Azrael walked on, the most solitary of angels, yet also the most necessary. Ages passed. The world turned beneath the heavens, and Azrael's footsteps marked the quiet rhythm of endings. He was present when empires rose and when they fell. From the laughter of newborns to the silence of old age, he stood witness to it all. Michael came to understand. His sword could not cut through Azrael's silence. Gabriel admitted his words could not outshine Azrael's certainty. Raphael honored him with sorrow, but Lucifer's envy deepened. He could not bear that one so quiet commanded greater reverence than his brilliance. One day, Michael asked Azrael, "Why do you unsettle us so?" And Azrael answered, "Because even victory must one day lay down its sword, and when it does, I will be there." Another time, Gabriel asked, "Why do you not comfort those who fear you?" Azrael said, "Because silence is my gift. My role is not to fill the air, but to honor the silence that waits for every soul." But Lucifer challenged him bitterly. "You do not fight, you do not sing, you do not heal, yet they tremble. Why should such power belong to you?" And Azrael replied, "I do not hold power, Lucifer, I hold burden. Fear follows me because I remind them of what they cannot escape. Even you, brightest among us, will one day walk with me." For the first time, Lucifer's smile faltered. And this is why, when the angels of heaven speak of the greatest among them, their voices grow quiet when they come to Azrael. Michael respects him. Gabriel steps aside for him. Raphael weeps for him. And Lucifer. Even Lucifer, radiant and proud, trembles with envy and fear. For Azrael is the angel who reminds all others of a truth too heavy to bear, that even stars fade, even songs end, even the strongest wings one day fold. Yet in that truth lies a hidden mercy. For if life never ended, there would be no meaning to beginnings. If no page turned, no story would ever be complete. Azrael is not the shadow of cruelty. He is the keeper of peace, the bridge between worlds, the silence that makes the music beautiful. And so when his wings unfold and his calm presence arrives, fear rises first. But then, quietly, acceptance follows. For Azrael, the angel of death, is not the destroyer. He is the reminder that every ending is also the beginning of something eternal.